Hello, hello. Good morning.
Hi.
Man, my hair is so short.
That's good.
You think?
Yeah.
I feel so short.
Shorter than you normally do.
It is. So good morning, everybody. It is not Friday.
Thursday.
It is Thursday. But what else is today?
It's my grandbaby's first birthday. Happy birthday, Owen.
Yay!
Yay. I know. I leave tomorrow morning. I'm so excited. Oh, I can't wait to see him. And I just saw him, but still can't wait to see him.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. I know I'm getting my grandbabies tomorrow. I put up a pool at my house, and so I'm gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
So it's so good to see everybody. It feels like it's been forever.
Mm-hmm.
We have had a busy summer.
We have.
I'm trying to think.
Monday was the first day we were back in the dye studio together.
I know.
In like what, 2.5 weeks?
It was like the first time that we saw each other for like 3 weeks.
I think so.
Because
you were gone, then I was gone. Then we were both kind of
gone for 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't see each other for 3 weeks. Y'all haven't seen us, but we didn't see each other.
I know.
We got back to work and we were like talking about all the things.
Yeah.
And I was like, we need to get to work. So when was the last show that we did? Estes Park.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So we were in, hey, good morning, Katrin. We were in Estes Park, Colorado, the middle of June. Had a great show. It was so good to see everybody.
Yes.
People come into the booth, and this is like every show.
Mm-hmm.
People come into the booth and they're like, "Look what I made!"
I know.
Or they might have something on that they wore from the last event they made. Hey, good morning, Deborah. So it's always so exciting. We had some people come into the booth. This Wayne girl, she comes every year, and she was like, "You're the only reason why I come to the show." And I was like,
know.
And so it's always so good to hear, but it was good. We stayed at Airbnb.
Oh, so nice.
It was so nice.
Yeah.
The house was beautiful. There was wildlife walking. I think you know what we've talked about. I think we've actually done a podcast.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I think maybe. I don't know. But we had a great show.
Mm-hmm.
And we done something a little different. Hey, Valera.
Hey.
We like our last couple of shows. We've been trying to be more cost efficient. Is that the right word? Or more, not cost efficient. We've just been buying groceries and keeping it in the house and not eating out so much. Because I tell you, I have put on a few extra pounds this spring.
Yeah.
And I was like, we have got to do better. Mm-hmm. And so we've just been kind of buying food and keeping it at the house and eating.
And I've actually found that I kind of like it a little bit more.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, it's nice to go out,
every now and then.
Yeah. But so we got back home from Estes Park, and then I left on Monday.
Actually, did we go to? No. Did we go to Fairhaven? I think we did.
That was before.
It was?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I left the next week.
My shows are all screwed up.
I left the next week and headed to Orizaba, Mexico for a mission trip. I left the day before my birthday, and so I got to celebrate my birthday in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I had the best week, just an amazing time. We got to work with some young people there.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a little bit of a language barrier, but it's really cool. The kids, I say kids, they're like from 20 to 30.
Yeah.
They knew a little bit of English, some of them did, and they were able to translate. But they were wanting to practice with us.
Oh, wow.
On the English, and so they wanted to keep talking with us, and I'm sure they were wanting to talk with me because look them up.
Talking all the time?
No, my southern
your southern accent. Yeah.
But we had a great time. It rained a lot.
That's what you said. Well, when you sent me the videos, I guess I didn't really see that maybe it was just a light rain constantly, or was it heavy?
It was light. I mean, sometimes it was heavy. Like I went shopping and I wore my rain jacket all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I went shopping, and this was like maybe like the last day that we were there because the rest of the time we were busy, busy, busy.
Right.
And I left out, and it was kind of sprinkling, so I had my hoodie down,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden it came like a downpour, and I had my hoodie on, and then it quit, and then I was like burning up,
Oh yeah.
and then I took my jacket back off, and then it started pouring again. So by the time I got back, I was drenched. But just a great experience, and I would tell y'all, if y'all ever have the opportunity to do a mission trip or mission work, it's an amazing feeling. I really do enjoy it. So I got home on Monday, and you
I
left
left on Monday.
on Monday, headed to Ronnie's.
Yes. So I stayed there for a week and helped her do some stuff with her house and got a lot of Owen time. And then I came back Sunday and you left Sunday.
And I left Sunday. And we were like, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was coming back from Ronnie's on Sunday on I-20 from Birmingham. And Judy just happened to call me and she's like, "Where are you?" And I said, "Somewhere." I said
I
a
would
mile marker, whatever. Because I don't, I mean, the GPS tells me when to turn. So I said mile marker, whatever. And then Judy's like, "Oh, I think we're close." So then all of a sudden, I mean, I'm still not paying attention. She goes, "Is that you?" We're on the phone. And so, like, I look up, I'm like, "Yeah." So I'm sure we were both waving, but we couldn't see each other wave.
Each other because we were like, interstates apart or whatever. And I was like, "That's you." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cool."
Yeah.
I mean, like,
because you were headed to.
I was headed to Benton, Tennessee, actually for the Ocoee River, and I went up there and camped for the week.
Mm-hmm.
I say from the week, we were there from Sunday till Thursday.
Yeah.
And we went to the Ocoee River, did the whitewater rafting, and so I go with these friends every year. This is my third year to go.
Mm-hmm.
And we camp out. It's primitive. I say primitive because, like, we sleep in hammocks, and we don't necessarily cook on the campfire. We bring, like...
Yeah. They eat very nicely.
We bring a Blackstone. Well, that was the first year we did it. We brought a Blackstone. Yeah. Camille brought a Blackstone, and then we have like the little Coleman cooktop stoves, and so everybody is responsible for bringing a meal or bringing, and so we ate really good. We got up in the morning. We had eggs, and we had all different things that we. But we had, yes, coffee, percolator.
Okay.
One morning there was a lot of grounds in it, but that's okay. That's cowboy coffee.
Yeah.
But had such a great time. We went hiking. We hiked 2 different places that have waterfalls.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have the right shoes. And so I was a little bit scared about sliding on slippery stones, but I made it. Oh my gosh. It was just so much fun, and being in your 50s, you can't just jump and move like you used to.
You get hurt.
Yeah. And I was on a rock, and there was no way to get down off that rock but other than jump, and I just jumped, and I was like, that was not very ladylike. But I was like, I shouldn't be doing that, but I didn't hurt myself and had a great time. Didn't get thrown out when we were whitewater rafting. Another day we rented some inflatable like rafts, but they're like kind of like kayaks, but they're not hard body. They're
okay.
And floated another river that had some pretty good rapids. There was like some ledges in the water, that you were having to watch out for, and that was fun. And I got some sun. I came back home. I was like, "Am I darker than you?"
No, I have not gotten in the sun but one day. So. I don't know. Maybe we get some more sun.
Yeah. So it has been a great, busy 3 weeks. Just nice to just be able to kind of. And when I was going to the mission trip, you were here working, and then.
When I was at Ronnie's, you were here working.
And then you kind of worked a few days last week, and then we took off the rest of the week. But just I mean, it was good. And actually, Monday, I was like, I am ready to come back to work.
Yeah. Yep.
I am
Of
ready.
course, we were a little slow getting started because we couldn't stop talking.
I know.
So, anyway.
Yeah, it was good. And so we are back in the dye studio. We have a full schedule coming up for the fall. We're really excited about it. Next weekend, we are going to be in Asheville, North Carolina.
Mhm.
North Carolina is having a yarn crawl. And so we will be at Friends and Fiberworks.
Mhm.
It is, I think, it's right outside of Asheville. I can't remember the name of the town now, but it's right outside of Asheville. And so Lisa asked us back in the spring to come and do a trunk show. So we will be there.
Mhm.
We also have a lot of new yarns that we're bringing with us, and so that's exciting. The next weekend after Friends and Fiberworks, we are going to be in Oklahoma for Fiber Christmas in July, and that is in Kellyville, Oklahoma.
Yes.
Oklahoma, is that right? That's right outside of Oklahoma City. So if you're in that area, we've not ever been there before.
No, we haven't. So
Um,
that'll be fun for us.
Yes. And then in August, the 17th and 18th, yes, we're going to
That's
be
right.
in
What are
Michigan.
we doing?
We're going to be in Michigan for the Fiber Festival, and this will be our first time to be there. We're really excited. It's actually so there's like the show is at a fairground, and we are going to be staying in an RV. We've already rented the RV, and we're going to be kind of roughing it for the week. I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Hats.
fun. Hats. We're going to wear hats
We're
the
gonna
whole
wear
time.
hats.
And so when we figured out that there's no hotels or whatever, and we heard about the option to rent, like we can stay in a camp, I mean like in a tent, and it was like, yeah, I don't think so. So anyway, we found out we could rent an RV, and so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And then plus we've not ever been to Michigan, and because we have customers all over the United States, and to have the option of getting to see some more of our people, that's great.
Yeah.
Then after we get home from Michigan, the next week we are going to be in Pensacola, and so that is August 23rd, 22nd and 23rd. And at Dixie Knits, there's a yarn shop there in Pensacola. We've been there how many times?
Will this be our fourth time?
Maybe so.
Yeah, I think maybe. I don't
Third.
know, maybe third.
A great yarn shop. I love Mary,
yeah.
Virginia.
So fun.
We have typically done the trunk show in February, but our Februarys are so busy now that we've kind of not been able to schedule it. And she came by our booth when we were at H&H in Chicago and was like, girls,
we need to schedule something.
y'all need to come see us. And so we put her on the schedule. And then September, we've got like the whole fall has got a whole bunch of stuff coming up, but that's what is right now for July and August. But we have, when we were at H&H America, we got to, it was a great experience.
Yeah. I was really nervous about it, but it was a really good, a good, I get experience. Yeah. So.
One thing was we got to see several undyed yarn companies that we were not familiar with, and some of their bases, and we got to touch and look and talk, and we picked out some bases that we really did like, and we've been kind of playing with some of them. One that we have quickly fell in love with, and we are adding quite a bit of it, is our new silky yak DK. So behind us is our yak DK in fingering that we've been having now for
it's over a year.
Maybe almost 2 years. Because I think the first time that we had it was the first year at DFW.
Yeah.
And so that's coming up in September. So in September, we'll have had it for 2 years. We saw a lot of it at our shows, and people are buying it at our shows, loving it, and now reordering from our website. And so one thing about the yak that we have, it has a gray base. It actually, look at that gray yak right there. When we get it, it's a little bit lighter than this, more
Mhm.
like a brown gray.
Yeah.
And so when we dye this one, we just add the gray to really pull the gray out. And so when we dye it, you're going to see a lot of that brown gray still coming through.
Mhm.
And people love the yak, but they may not want the muted colors. So what we found was a white yak. And I think did you bring one? Dan?
It's all there, and this is some of it.
Oh,
Oh, like just the white?
yeah. Did you
I
bring
didn't
one?
bring the
Dan?
white.
Oh, I thought I
Dang
saw
it.
you twisted one.
But it's basically the same color
Yes.
as our.
So it's white,
Mm-hmm.
and we are actually going to add a pearl silky yak DK. To order it, you just have to go to the yak collection, and so you'll just see yak, which is the yak fingering yak DK, or the silky yak DK. And so we're adding all of the colors. And so this is gypsum. One thing about this white yak is it has 40% silk. This only has 20% silk.
Right.
This has 40% silk, 30% merino, and 30% white yak.
Mm-hmm.
So because you have the silk and the yak, it is dyeing a more lighter color.
Yeah.
Um, so this is Smithsonite. Do you see Smithsonite?
I think we have one right over there.
Oh, okay. Grab that. So this is Smithsonite in the new Silky Yak DK, and there it is on the Lux sock. So it's just a little bit lighter.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think some colors will be closer, and then other colors will be a bigger difference, depending on the darkness or
Right.
the brightness of the color.
I really like this one. This one's pretty. This is Charlight.
Yes.
This is Charlight.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a little bit lighter.
Yes.
It's a little bit lighter in it. Yeah. So you can see on that one, it is a little bit lighter. So there's Charlight, and then this is Jet. This is Jet, and so it's not dark at all.
No. So our jet is almost black.
It is.
So.
There's Jet. This is Kunzite. This is really pretty. I think this might be your favorite color.
I know. I love it.
Kunzite. What else is in there?
Emerald.
Emerald. So we'll be adding pictures of all of these and adding them to the website.
There's Moldavite.
Here is Moldavite, and that one's a little bit lighter. There's Malachite. So we are going to be using these new Silky Yak DK in some patterns because for a sample, one thing that people always say about our booth is we have great samples and it helps people to see. And a lot of times they come in and they're like, I just want to knit this.
Yeah.
I want these same colors. I want to knit this.
Yes.
And okay, so back, I think it was in YarnCon.
Okay.
A customer came into the booth and they were getting yarn. And I'm always asking, okay, what are you making? We want to know what you're making because you might be talking about a new pattern that we don't know about.
Right.
And so these two young ladies were in the booth and they bought yarn to do the photography shawl. I'd never heard of it. And I looked it up and I loved it.
I know.
It's called photography.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember who the designer? So anyway, I've been wanting to knit that. And when we got the Silky Yak, I was like, oh my gosh, we've got to knit this and that pattern. The drape is going
Oh, it's so nice.
going to be amazing. And with that shawl, you like have a small, medium, and large. And so I think with 3 skeins, you can do like the small. With 4, you can do the medium, and with 5 skeins, you can do the large. So it depends on how big that you want to make it. But it's by Christina. Don't know how to say that last name.
Will, can we post? Can we,
Yeah.
So here's the shawl. If y'all can, let me see.
Can see
And
that?
it's just one color, but the way that it's knitted,
It has contrast. It has
Yes.
depth. It looks like
3D.
3D.
Something like, I don't know.
Right. It is really gorgeous. That's another good picture. Can y'all see that? So that's called photography. And so I am going to do it in the color Teffet. We don't have any of that.
No, we didn't. I didn't pull that, but this is it in the regular, so it's going to be a little bit lighter than this.
Teffet is like an aubergine color. It's almost black.
Like eggplant.
Eggplant. But it looks really pretty in the new Silky DK. And so I'm going to knit that.
I am going to knit the new pattern by Andrea Mallory, Night Lights. And if you've noticed, if you follow us on Instagram and Facebook, I've been doing a this or that every Thursday lately. And so I'm going to be posting today, and y'all can pick which one I'm going to do. So you just go on, like when you see the post, you'll click on this or that. The pictures will be up there. The pattern's going to be up there. And when voting ends tomorrow at the same time, when I post it, it's 24 hours. And then we'll see which colors I'm going to use.
So tell her which one that she needs to dye. I have to, not to dye, to knit one.
Right.
I have to tell y'all. So, do you know what I'm going to say?
Yes, go ahead.
We have been in business. How many years did I figure it?
7.
7? We've
almost 7.
Almost 7 years. So for those 7 years, I have been the one doing all of the posting on social media, Instagram, Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And for 7 years, Emily's like, I'm going to post. And I'm like, hey, post this. Okay, I'm going to post this. Well, a couple of weeks ago, Emily's like, I'm going to post. I'm like, okay. My phone started blowing up. I was like, what is going on? I'm like, ooh, all these people like liking and commenting. I'm like, oh, Emily's posting. And then, was I in Mexico at that time? I was in Mexico. And then, and so I kind of chuckled. I was like, oh, okay, Emily posted. And then the next day she posted. And then the next day I was like, what? And then, and so she did like the this and that. And, and I could tell the first day that, there was like a little thing right here, like, cause like it tags the, like whatever the yarn name is.
Yeah.
And she didn't click on that. And so I just went in there and fixed it. Well, how did you know I fixed it?
I just knew you would. Like I didn't, because I was constantly looking to see if people.
But did you see that it was wrong when you posted it?
Yes. But I was like, but Judy will fix it. I don't know how to fix that right
now. So like when you're making a post, and sometimes the system will think it knows the name of the yarn.
Yeah, I noticed that. After that, I'm like, okay, but how do I get rid of what they just put up there? And I was like, oh, here's an X. Okay.
And so I went and I took, because I don't remember but I took the name off and then added the correct name.
Right.
And then, so then, she was like, doing more and more. And I was like, this is great, but do this or do this.
Like, and my pictures were kind of dark. So I had to put my flash on all the time. She said, put your flash on. Even if you think there's enough light, put your flash on. Yeah. So I did that. But my phone I think she's got a better phone. But anyway, but I've been having fun with it. So I'm learning. I still don't like always know what to say, but then again, I'm thinking, well, if it's just like a short little, hey, this is da 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 da, you know, buy me. That's me.
I was like, I'm so proud of you. And then yesterday, she's like, you need to make a post. I'm like, whoa.
I know. We have to post every day.
So the post lately, the this and that is Emily's, and
Mhm.
I'm so proud of her that she's overcome her
And I'm
fear.
so glad. I mean, we've gotten up to like we've gotten a good bit of votes on some of them. Like,
Yeah.
you know, because I'll look and I'm like, oh my gosh, that many people voted today. Great, you know, because I know it's kind of like you have because I do it as a story because I
Mhm.
don't want it to just be out there. And I like how it. I don't have to count everybody up. The app does it for you. It tells you the percentage. It tells you all the stuff, and then the next day I can just go and push share results and.
But do you know why the votes were higher this last time?
Mm-mm.
Because you made your video longer.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I added music too.
So I am so proud of her. I'm so glad. And like even like last night I was I had
I know. I'm like, she's probably gonna be like, oh great.
another like little post popped out. I was like, what's going on? I was like, Ellie must have posted. And she did. So I'm like, okay, that's your job now. So yeah, it's just been and so, you know, with any when you work for a business, you know, you just show up,
hmm
like if you work for a big corporation or company, you just show up and you do your job and you go home.
Right.
But for us, like that,
Yeah. I mean, even last night I was like sitting there and I'm like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and make. And you think it's really quick because that's how I used to think. It's a little stressful to like know if this is going to be something that people are going to want to see, or do they like it, or am I bothered, and all that. And I'm like, just get out of your head, just do it.
right,
So
right.
and Judy kept telling me that just don't worry about it. I mean, like, I'm not saying anything negative or anything
Yeah.
like that. I mean, like, literally when I did it last time, like, this is Ariadne.
I know.
Um,
So yeah, and I think like your first couple of posts, I think Ronnie was helping you.
Yes, yes. Oh, yeah. Ronnie was, especially with the this and that, because I was like super scared. She goes, no, just do this. Okay, now do this. So the first time I did it, we were on FaceTime together and she could see my screen. I don't know how, I don't remember how we did that. But she's like, okay, now go do this. Okay, now go do this. Okay, now, and I'm like, okay, I think I got it. And then I'm like, I like get so scared. I'm like going to push share and I'm like looking back at it, make sure it's okay. Then I push share and I'm like, okay, go look at it right now. Because if it's not right, I got to delete it.
And right, that's the thing too. Like if you do something, you can go in and delete it,
Yeah.
and then just do it over. And there's been times that I've posted something, I'm like, like I should have done this, or this picture's out of focus, and I'll delete it and then go back. So it's really easy.
Yeah.
But I've been so it's kind of nice that now we both understand
Yes.
that all of the stuff behind the scenes. Like yesterday, there's some shows coming up next year that we have to apply for right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't stopped to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I sat down yesterday and applied for 3 shows.
Yeah.
And then I was applying for one show, and then
Yeah.
I said a bad word. And I was like, what? And I was like, I accidentally exited out. And sometimes when you do that, you lose
all the stuff.
Yeah. And I was like, crap. I didn't say that. I said something else. And I went back in, and it was all there. I was like, oh, good.
Yeah.
Because I was having to load pictures and had to load up to 10 pictures. And I was like making sure what picture I had put in there. I didn't want to like send them a naked picture or something. I'm joking.
Do you have those on your
No, I'm joking. But yeah, and so I was like, trying to make sure that I didn't send her 2 yarn pictures of this or that.
Right.
And but So we did apply for 3 shows. One of them is new. Hope we get in that one. But it's just like it's always something. Like I got an email like at 7 o'clock this morning, and it was a customer, and she put her phone number in there, and I just called her at 7 o'clock this morning. I'm like, you know what? If she's going to email me, I'm sure she's up,
Yeah.
and I'll just call her. So I'm laying in bed at 7 o'clock in the morning talking with the customer. Really cool. We have a lot of new yarn stockists that we picked up from the H&H America.
Yes,
You sent yarn to Yarn Junction,
I did. Yep.
and I sent some yarn last week to Southern Twist in Fairhope, Alabama. But what was really cool was one of our customers, Megan Christensen,
That's right.
posted in our group. Well, actually, I posted a video today about yarn. She was like, "Is this coming to my house?"
Right. Oh yeah, I saw that.
And then she was like, "Haha, I was kind of joking, but you really kind of did almost send it to my house because we sent it to the yarn shop where she works part
Yes.
time."
I know, that was so cool.
Yeah, she was like, "My bank account is not gonna like
No.
this." And I was like, "Yay!" And so we've got a few more household orders that customers have ordered, that we're working on and getting those out. We actually have some yarn supposed to be coming in today. We actually discovered last week our local UPS hub has shut down. And I hate that.
I do too, because like we were one of the first ones in the morning to get our stuff from
We would
UPS.
normally get our yarn like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and then that way we're able to dye yarn all day, especially when we're waiting on
So
something.
now
We don't know.
we don't know.
It'll be after lunch because it's coming all the way from Jackson, actually Ridgeland, Mississippi. So, I'm like, no. But we have yarn. We're still dyeing up this, and
We can get it twisted and pictured while we're waiting for yarn too, because we do want to take new pictures of all of this since the color is a little different, a little lighter, not different, just lighter.
So we do have a bunch of new yarn bases that we've been working on and trying to play with. I dyed a wool linen base yesterday. It's still wet, so I'm really excited to see what
I know, I am too, because I like the way it looks in the dyes.
But we've got a bunch of new bases that we will definitely have at our fall shows. We're just kind of playing with it and trying to figure out which ones we really want to add to the lineup. And so that will be pretty exciting. Also, I know that I had sent out a newsletter like a couple of weeks ago. Our Halloween boxes are about to come to, I think I put July 24th as the last day to order our Halloween box. It is going to be great.
Yes.
We are so excited. And so our Halloween box is called Trick or Treat Smell My Feet. And we're going to kind of do a October, actually a Socktober. We have a lot of fun things planned for the box. Emily has had some great ideas of things to stick in there. And so we're super excited about that. So make sure that you order the box. You get a lot of stuff for, I mean, we really make no money off of that box because we give so much stuff away in the box. Lots of great goodies. So make sure that you get that order before the deadline, and it never fails. I mean, we will, cut it off and then say, "Oh, I forgot to order." But so when we do these 2 shows, Asheville next weekend, and then the next week is Fiber Christmas in Oklahoma. When we get back from there, we will be dyeing our Halloween boxes and getting those ready to ship out in September, because August we have 2 shows, and so we will be shipping those out in September. So we want to make sure that we have all of the stuff that we're going to put in there because we're actually having some stuff made.
Yes.
Emily's brother has kind of gotten a 3D printer and some other things.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've got some fun things planned
Mm-hmm.
that are in relations to socks.
Yes.
So make sure that you get that ordered.
Mm-hmm.
And then also our Christmas box this year is called A Southern Christmas. We're going to be sharing some of our favorite Christmas traditions with these boxes. And so we've got some fun things planned for that too. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And we will definitely be working on that in September because October is busy. We have Cake Palooza
Yes.
in Saugerties, New York. That is the Friday before.
South.
No, New York Sheep and Wool.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's the Friday
Yeah.
before New York Sheep and Wool. And then the next weekend
Is South.
is South. But in between New York and South, we have a few days downtime, and we're gonna go up to Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I was talking to a friend a couple weeks ago, and she was like, "Y'all need to go up to Salem for
Yeah, for Halloween.
yeah, for Halloween.
That'd be cool.
Are you up for it?"
I'm up for it.
Um,
I'm not going to a haunted house. I've been to a scary haunted house before.
you don't want to go with me? Something might get me.
I don't know. It's a lot of anxiety. Like the way they do those is pretty scary.
I
Sometimes.
know, especially if they have like the chainsaw.
They do. I've been to that one in Baton Rouge. Have you ever been there?
No.
I've been. It's. Whew. I have anxiety all the way in the line. I'm like, oh my.
Do y'all like haunted houses? Do y'all go and do those? I remember like in high school, maybe like in mid, like maybe even like in elementary school. At the high school that I was, or the school I was going to, the high schoolers would do like a haunted house, and it would be a chainsaw, but it wouldn't like didn't have a chain.
Right,
on
right.
it.
Just the sound.
Just the sound, and you like people would be running out screaming.
Yeah.
But I don't like as a kid, I liked Halloween. As an adult, I haven't really embraced it, and I've had so much fun as some people do,
Right.
dressing up. And
The only
everything.
reason I went to the haunted because my daughter, we were going with a group of kids, and so I was one of the parents, and I'm like, oh. So I don't usually do that kind of stuff. But I mean, I guess in a way, it's kind of cool to get. I don't know. I think I would go back, but it just has to be one where I definitely know there's no touching, like. Because I know that there's some haunted houses they can do that, but you have, but this one they could get really close to you, but they couldn't. They couldn't.
Yeah, that's really scary when you're walking by and you feel like
Yeah,
like,
no.
oh my god.
But they were all like made up and everything, and they could get like right in your face, and it's just that the mind is just
I know. Isn't that crazy?
the mind. I swear,
Yeah.
it's
You're scared out of
amazing.
your mind, like something's really bad gonna
Yeah,
happen.
but they can't do anything. Like so.
No, I went to a haunted house years ago with the kids, and I think it was in California at what is the Disney park?
Disneyland?
Disneyland or something.
Mhm.
There was like a haunted house, and they're behind me pushing me. They're like pushing me, like hiding behind me, and
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all.
I know.
Like get out from behind me and stuff, and they were screaming and then they'll take a picture and they're like, ah. So much fun. But so you're going to celebrate your grandson's birthday tomorrow, so that's why we're going live
Yes.
today. We won't be here next weekend or the next weekend because we will be gone. But make sure if you're wanting to grab some of these new Silphy Yak DK,
They'll be on the website.
they're on the
Well,
website.
they're on the website. The pictures aren't yet, so
Yeah.
we'll be adding those.
today.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was something else I was going to talk about. I can't remember. Maybe that was it. So, all right. Well, I guess that's it, y'all. I'm like, what is it that there was something else I was going to say? Oh, I know what it was. So we have our Natchez fingering, and it has been selling really well. One of our customers, Jane, knit up a sample
that's right,
for
yeah.
us, and I was hoping it was going to be in today. It might be in today.
So we can post it.
Yeah, we'll post that. But she did the Hey Sailor by Andrea Mallory.
Oh, it looks so good.
It does. So we will have that for the next two shows and also the next fall, all of our fall shows. And but I will probably be posting a picture about that when we get it. You might have to try it on and see
Okay,
what it looks like.
I'll try it on.
But all right, y'all have a great weekend and a great next couple of weeks. And if you are in any of our areas and that we're going to be, let us know. We would love to see you. And again, we're going to be at Cape Palooza in New York for that's the Friday before New York Sheep and Wool.
Right.
If you're coming up there, come to Cape Palooza. So you can go and get tickets. You can go and buy the tickets online now. We will have all of our new yarn bases there.
Yes.
I'm really, really excited. Yeah. All right, y'all. We will see y'all soon.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.